Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's Awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!
Summary of February Carlisle Borough Council meeting on Thursday, February 12th, 2026. Surveillance cameras halted, 14 water main breaks, and a new vision for our parks. It was a packed night for our borough government, even though the mayor had to join us via Zoom. From major decisions on privacy to the hard work of our road crews during this brutal winter, there is a lot for us to catch up on. Here's the quick list of the key takeaways from the meeting regarding what is happening in our town. Mass surveillance on pause. Council tabled the controversial flock camera contract after hearing from concerned neighbors. Winter emergency extended. The disaster declaration was renewed following extreme cold and snow. Public works heroes. Our crews fixed 14 water main breaks in just 2 weeks while battling freezing temperatures. Carlisle Theater upgrades. The theater has a new roof and is planning major renovations for 2027. New park plans. We are hiring consultants to create a new master plan for our parks and open spaces. Vulture management. The borough is taking action to manage damage caused by vultures. Social justice partnership. A new contract with Penn State will bring anti-racist leadership training to the borough. Sewer and water investments. Large contracts were approved to fix our sewer lines and water plant pumps. New fire equipment, the jaws of life, and community announcements, updates on the Ice Fest, Black Cultural Festival, and sidewalk safety. The decision to halt the flock surveillance cameras. The most talked about topic of the night was the proposed contract with Flock Safety. This contract would have installed license plate reading cameras in our town for over $45,000. However, after hearing from many of us in the community, the council voted to table the motion, meaning they're setting it aside to gather more facts before making a decision. This is a big win for residents who asked the council to slow down and look at the privacy risks before signing any agreements. Neighbors speaking out on privacy and data. Before the vote, several of our neighbors stood up to share their worries about mass surveillance. Residents like Eric Smith and Owen Parker pointed out that once we give up our data, we can't get it back, and that these systems can be vulnerable to hackers. New homeowners in town also spoke up, saying they chose Carlisle because it feels like a welcoming community, not a surveillance state where our comings and goings are tracked. Concerns about misuse of camera data. Another major concern raised by residents was how the camera data could be used by agencies outside of Carlisle. One resident, on Zoom, Tina, noted that similar systems in other states have been used for improper searches, such as tracking women seeking health care. The general feeling from the public was that while we want safety, we do not want to risk our civil liberties or make our neighbors feel unwatched and unwelcome. Extending the winter disaster declaration. We all know how rough the weather has been lately. Because of the heavy snow and extreme cold we faced recently, the mayor asked the council to renew the Declaration of Disaster Emergency that was originally signed on January 30th, 2026. This official status allows our borough manager and staff to buy necessary supplies and hire help quickly without jumping through the usual slow hoops, which is critical when we are in the middle of a freeze. Our public works crews are working overtime. The biggest applause of the night went to the Public Works Department. Councilor Mellon let us know that since January 30th, our town has suffered 14 different water main breaks. Our crews have been out there in single-digit temperatures, day and night, fixing pipes and clearing snow. Even the borough manager was spotted driving a snowplow to help out. It is clear that our borough staff is working incredibly hard to keep our water running and roads safe. Emergency spending for snow and repairs. Because of all those broken water mains and the mountains of snow, the council had to approve emergency spending. They passed a resolution that confirms the money spent on fixing the water distribution system and removing snow was necessary, so the staff has the funding and legal backing to keep doing the repairs we need right now, rather than waiting for warmer weather to fix critical infrastructure. Big updates for the Carlisle Theater. We got some great news about our historic downtown theater. Rick Rovegno shared that the Carlisle Theater has a brand new roof, and the materials, worth $12,000, were donated by Carlisle Construction Materials. The new roof is white, which helps reflect heat and is better for the environment. This is just the first step in a larger plan to preserve the building for all of us to enjoy. Future facade and interior renovations. The theater board is planning major renovations that will likely close the theater from January through June of 2027. They plan to restore the High Street front of the building to look like it did in 1939, replace old heating and cooling units, and install a modern fire alarm system. They're hoping to secure some extra funding to maybe start the work on the front of the building earlier, perhaps as soon as this spring or summer. A new master plan for our parks. Our parks are a huge part of what makes living here great. The council voted to hire a firm called Evolve EA to create a comprehensive recreation, park, and open space plan. This project will cost just under $200,000, but it is an investment in the future of our green spaces. Councilor Rose promised that there will be chances for us residents to give our input on what we want to see in our parks, so keep an eye out for that. Dealing with vulture damage. In a slightly unusual agenda item, the council approved a contract with the USDA to help manage damage caused by vultures. The agreement costs about $26,000 and is for an integrated vulture damage management program. While they didn't go into graphic detail, it is clear that the large birds have been causing issues that the borough needs professional help to resolve to protect our properties. Partnership for Anti-Racist Leadership. Continuing their work on diversity and inclusion, the council approved a $30,000 contract with Penn State on behalf of the Anti-Racist Development Institute. This will provide systems design and design thinking workshops starting in April 2026. Tawanda from Penn State Dickinson spoke about how they have already been piloting these leadership certificates with our local police, helping to make our community a leader in equity and belonging. Investing in our sewer system. It is not the most glamorous topic, but it is essential. The council hired HRG, an engineering firm, for nearly $300,000 to help with the 2026 Sanitary Sewer Rehabilitation Program. They also hired a company to install flow meters to track our sewer system data. This work helps prevent backups and ensures our waste management system can handle the needs of all our homes and businesses. Critical upgrades at the water plant. In addition to fixing the pipes under the street, we're upgrading the plant that treats our water. The council ratified a purchase of over $71,000 to replace a finished water high-lift pump. This equipment is vital for moving clean water out to our homes. It's another example of the borough spending money on the utility infrastructure that we rely on every time we turn on a tap. New equipment for fire and rescue. Our first responders are getting some new heavy-duty tools. The council approved spending about $25,000 on a new rescue cutter and spreader for the fire department. These tools, often known as the jaws of life, are crucial for getting people out of crashed cars safely. It's reassuring to know our fire and rescue teams have the modern equipment they need to save lives. Community events and reminders. To wrap things up, council members shared some community news. We were reminded to please shovel our sidewalks because icy walkways make it dangerous for pedestrians and people in wheelchairs. On a fun note, the 10th annual Black Cultural Festival is happening this Saturday at the Carlisle Expo Center. It's a free event with food and vendors, and it's a great way to support local culture indoors away from the cold. Conclusion: a busy month for our borough. To sum it all up, this meeting covered a wide range of issues that affect our daily lives in Carlisle. We saw the council listen to residents and hit the pause button on the flock surveillance cameras. We learned about the emergency response to 14 water main breaks and the heroic efforts of our public works staff. We also got updates on the Carlisle Theater renovations, a new master plan for our parks, and significant investments in our sewer and water infrastructure. It is great to see our local government addressing both our immediate safety needs and the long-term future of our community.
Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!